कौन सी लिंक ज्वाइन करायची आहे? 2 लेक्चरचे एकदमच आली. मधु कदमची आली आणि दुसरी स्वप्ना मॅमची आली. बघ. हा.
झालं का लेक्चर?
नाही, आता सुरू होतंय माझं.
झालं. मला उद्या 3 लोड आहे. 2 लेक्चर.
हो ना, काल माझं ते कुत्र हाल खात नाही एवढं झालं काल.
पण तुमचं पेटंट आलं की सायमल्टेनियसली एवढं झळत नाही की कसली टेन्शन घेता. घ्या लेक्चर आणि मी तुमच्या इथे येतो. तोपर्यंत मी माझं काम करतो VLPचं आणि पहिल्यांदा ट्युटोरियलचं सेट 2 सेट 3 करून टाकू. बाकी सगळं नंतर. आणि
तुम्हाला आता फ्री असलात बसलात तरी चालेल.
नको तुम्ही पाहिजे. मला कुठले प्रश्न काय आता मला काही कळत नाहीये. तुम्ही कुठून पाठवलं तुमच्या इकडे सोडणार मी इथूनच नवीन. मी ऍटलिस्ट 3 आणि 24 आहेत ना, 3 तरी सेट हवेतच नाही प्लीज. 3 सेट हवेत.
हॅलो, कशाचा? ABC 1 2 3 4 5. नाही येते. काल मी केलं रात्री बसून ते. कंट्रोल ऑल्ट डिलीट एकदम दाबायचं. कंट्रोल ऑल्ट डिलीट. हा. Hello students. Am I audible to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Let another few students to come. In Zoom meeting there is a problem. It takes 9:30, 10:30, 10, 11 like that. It doesn't take 10:15. So either we have to start at 10 or 10:30. But 10:30 will be our loss, and therefore I have requested everyone to join at 10 o'clock. It will be the case for every lecture, those lectures which are in the at 10:15. Now we will just revise yesterday's topic. Let me share the screen hurriedly. Are you able to see the screen? Are you able to see the screen?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
No, ma'am.
Okay, I will share. 1 minute. Now, are you able to see?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay, hurriedly we'll see. We have seen the different sources. Purest is rainwater, moderate is your surface water, and moderate is your underground water, and highly impure is surface water. Then suspended impurities, colloidal impurities, we have learned it. So hurriedly we'll go through it. The suspended just removed by filtration. Colloidal carries some charge on them. So we have to remove the charge on them by adding alum, and then we have to keep the water undisturbed, which is called as sedimentation, and then we have to remove the impurities. Yesterday we have done it, so I will go hurriedly through it. Biological impurities are due to algae, fungi, bacteria, etc., which are removed by sterilization using liquid chlorine, bleaching powder, etc. And dissolved impurities are due to dissolved gases and salts. For that, we have to use the separate method like zeolite method, demineralization method. What are these? We will see later. Then these are the BIS and WHO parameters for the quality of the water, whether it is bad, better, best, worst, etc. Then we have defined the hard water, which gives a curd-like precipitate but does not give the lather, is a hard water. एक मिनिट. कौस्तुभ लेक्चर चालू झाले, आता फोन नको करू. तोच आहे तुला पासवर्ड. अरे भाऊ पडवे ते सगळ्यांना कळतं ना. VPG चॅट. हा हा आता नको चालू. So here the water which does not give lather is, lather means phase, which is required. It's called hard water. It gives curd-like precipitate, but soft water gives the good lather that we have seen. Then we have defined the two types of hardnesses: temporary, also known as carbonate hardness, also known as alkaline hardness, which can be removed either just by filtration or by boiling and filtration. Then permanent hardness is due to non-carbonate salts of calcium, magnesium, etc. APALMN are there in the hardness causing salt, but they are not included in our syllabus. Then we have total hardness, which is the sum of temporary and permanent, which is there. Then we have seen the multiplication factor. Multiplication factor for any salt is equal to the molecular weight of CaCO3 divided by molecular weight of that salt. And you multiply it by how much amount of that impure salt is present. You multiply it by multiplying factor, you will get the hardness due to salt. Yesterday we have done it, and then we have stopped at this stage. Just recall your memory. What was the multiplication factor for magnesium bicarbonate? Yes. Chalo.
100 by 146.
Yeah. So how much is the hardness due to magnesium bicarbonate? Yes.
5 ppm.
5 ppm.
5 ppm.
No, but how you did the calculation? 7.3 into 100 divided by 146. Similarly, calcium bicarbonate it is. Calculation are? Yes. Yes. Calcium bicarbonate. What was the multiplication?
100 by 162. Into
multiply by 16.2.
16.2. Yes.
So 10. So how much was the total carbonate yesterday we have calculated?
15.
40.
45.
15. And
15.
non-carbonate hardness was 30. So total
30.
it was 45. Have I made you clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Clear?
Yes. Yes,
Huh?
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now what is the conversion factor? What is the conversion factor? 1 ppm is equal to,
Kuch.
chalo speak
1
out.
mg per liter.
0.07
1 ppm is equal to how many degree Clark?
0.07.
And how many degree French?
0.1.
0.1.
Yeah. So all these hardnesses, you convert them carbonate and non-carbonate in the degree Clark as well as degree French. Huh? Have you converted? Have you converted?
Yes.
Yes, madam.
Give me the answer. Carbonate hardness in degree Clark. Give the answer. Carbonate hardness in degree Clark and degree French.
1.05.
1.05.
1.05 degree Clark. And degree French, how much?
2.1.
Huh?
1.5 आपला
1.5
Degree French. Now non-carbonate hardness.
10.5
Non-carbonate hardness.
2.1
2.1 degree Clark. And how much degree French?
3.
Chalo.
3
Sure?
yes
Okay, degree French. So how much is total hardness? Total hardness in both the unit?
3.15
Huh?
3.15.
Degree Clark and degree French. You tell me total hardness in degree Clark and degree French.
degree Clark
3.15
and
degree
4.5
French
degree.
कितना total बताओ मेरे को? Total बताओ. You tell me the
in degree
total
French
amount. Huh?
degree French 4.5
Degree French 4.5 and degree Clark
and 3.15
3.15 degree Clark. Huh? Okay.
yes
So you have understood, everyone. I am assuming that you have understood. Now we will go to
Yes.
the next. This is the yesterday I have told you that it is we have to determine the hardness by EDTA method. What is the long form of EDTA? What is the long form of
Ethylene acetate.
ethylene diamine
acetic acid? And just remember the formula. Write it down and remember it. Just recall it in 2 minutes. Very easy. CH2 is a ethylene group. On either side there is a nitrogen. Nitrogen has 2 valency, NH2. So that 2 hydrogen are replaced by COOH, CCOOH. So acetic acid group. So you get ethylene diamine tetraacetic acid. Remove this H and remove this H. You get disodium salt of EDTA. Here all the 4 H are removed. We want only 2 to be removed. Disodium salt you get. And the end from which you remove the hydrogen, you replace it by sodium, you get disodium salt of EDTA. You will get disodium salt of EDTA. Is it clear? कळले का सगळ्यांना?
Yes, ma'am.
बोला जरा फटाफट. येथील EDTA स्ट्रक्चर कळलं का तुम्हाला? चला बोला बेटांनो. EDTA स्ट्रक्चर.
Yes, ma'am.
त्याचे
Yes, ma'am.
4 हायड्रोजन काढले EDTA 4 मायनस होतं. आपल्याला 2च काढायचे आणि त्याच्यात जागी आपल्याला सोडियम टाकायचं आहे. हा इथे 2 काढले त्याला सोडियम सबस्टिट्यूट केले. मग हा म्हणायचं डायसोडियम सॉल्ट ऑफ EDTA. It is called as disodium salt of EDTA. Are you with me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, so remember this. These 2 structure are important and this is the complex of the disodium salt. Here, this end, which is the loose end, here calcium or magnesium ion can attach, and then it is called as disodium salt of calcium or disodium salt of magnesium. This out of 4, 2 are occupied by sodium. So this basic structure is called as the disodium salt of EDTA. But if these 2 ends are there, where you can substitute Ca or Mg at both the end, you get the dicalcium or dimagnesium salt of EDTA. Now the theory part of it, the theory part of it is disodium salt is a hardness, it quickly reacts with the hardness causing metal ion. Now here the solution which is taken in the burette is called as titrant. Remember these two terms. The solution which is taken in the burette is called titrant, and solution which is taken in the conical flask is called as titer. Have I made you clear? So what is titrant? What is titrant?
Solution which is taken in burette.
Solution which is taken in, yes,
Burette.
solution which is taken in burette is called as titrant, and conical flask is called as titer. Now we have to use the EDTA. EDTA long form is ethylene diamine tetraacetic acid. Now when you are using this particular titration, we have the indicator which is called as areochrome black tea indicator. The indicator which you are using is areochrome black tea. Shortly it is denoted as EBT. Just remember, EDTA is your titrant and EBT is your indicator. Are you with me? Are you with me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, madam.
Ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Who is our titrant? Who is our titrant?
EDTA.
And who is
EDTA.
our indicator?
EBT.
Areochrome.
Black
EBT.
Yeah. So what is the speciality of these two? Both of this titrant as well as indicator, they are good complexing agent. They form the stable complexes. They form the stable complexes with calcium and magnesium ions present in the water. And therefore, the titration is called as complexometric titration. Whatever points I will stress, please note it down. This titration is called as complexometric titration because the EBT also forms the complexes with calcium and magnesium ion, as well as EDTA also forms the complexes with calcium and magnesium ion. Both of them are good complexing agent. Both of them are good complexing agent. Therefore, the titration is called as complexometric titration. Now, when you add EDTA to the water sample, it is observed that H plus ions are formed, due to which pH of the solution decreases. लक्षात घ्या, जेव्हा EDTA आपण ऍड करतो पाण्यामध्ये त्यावेळेला H प्लस आयन कॉन्सन्ट्रेशन आपलं वाढतं आणि त्यामुळे pH डिक्रीज होतो. And for this titration we want the pH 10. It should not be less than 10, and that is why we have to use the ammonia buffer, which is made up of NH4Cl, NH4OH. Please side music बंद करा प्लीज. कोणाचा चालू आहे ऑडिओ बघू का? So here the EDTA is titrant, EBT is the indicator, and here when you add EDTA to the water sample, the pH of the sample, it decreases and we have to increase it. So we have to add the ammonical buffer, which is made up of NH4Cl, NH4OH. During titration, pH should be 10. So you have to remember the name of titrant, name of indicator, and name of what should be the pH of the solution during the titration. It is a ammonical buffer which is made up of NH4Cl, NH4OH. pH should be 10 pH should be 10 during the titration, and this type of titration is complexometric titration. So remember these 4 points. EDTA is titrant, EBT is indicator, pH should be 10, but when you add EDTA, the pH decreases. So to maintain it 10, we have to add the buffer solution, which is made up of ammonia, that is NH4Cl, NH4OH. So that is about, and it is a complexometric titration. हे 4च पॉइंट लक्षात ठेवायचे. कोण रिवाइज करेल पटकन एका सेकंदात? चला, टायट्रंट कोण आहे? बोला फटाफट.
EDTA.
इंडिकेटर कुठला आहे? विच इंडिकेटर we are
EBT.
using?
Indicator is
EBT.
Erichrome black tea.
What is the pH during the titration?
10.
0 to be 10.
10.
You are not improving. I have noted down the name of the student who did this annotation. Please say sorry, otherwise I will send a letter to you. Punishment. Please send it. I have noted it down. You want me to call the name? Immediately do it fast. Immediately do it fast. Okay, wait for the lecture to get over. I will send your name to the director and also HOD. So the titration is called as complexometric titration. That is the theory part of it. Then principle. First you add the when you add the indicator, imagine that you are performing the titration. In that titration you have taken the water sample whose hardness is to be determined. Add 2 to 3 drops of Eriochrome black tea indicator. When you add Eriochrome black tea indicator, the EBT will react with your metal ions. EDTA will react with your metal ions to form metal ion indicator complex. And these are wine red in color and they are short-lived. When you add EBT to the water sample, it forms the complexes with metal ion like calcium, magnesium, and you get metal ion indicator complex which are wine red in color. Now these are short-lived, they are stable only for a short period. So immediately you have to add EDTA from the burette. And when you add EDTA from the burette, EDTA will take the place of EBT and it will form M-EDTA complexes. These are stable for a longer period, but they are colorless. But at the same time, EBT is recovered during the titration. Therefore, the end point is wine red to sky blue. Wine red is due to metal ion indicator complex. Then second type of complexes are from the metal ion titrant complexes which are colorless, but EBT is recovered. EBT which we have used as a indicator, it is recovered during the titration. It is blue in color. So the end point of the titration is wine red to sky blue. End point of the titration is wine red to sky blue. So in principle, you have to remember, you are going to add the buffer to maintain pH 10. EBT first react with metal ion to form wine red color metal ion indicator complexes which are short-lived, stable for only for a shorter period. Then you add EDTA from the burette, you get the metal ion indicator complexes, but EBT is recovered, so you get the end point as wine red to sky blue. Now it is high time I should take action on the student. Are you coming on your own or shall I declare your name? Yes? Will you be coming on your own or shall I declare within 2 seconds? Huh? Then whatever punishment will be given, you have to bear for it. Fast. 2 minutes. 2 minutes fast. Fast. I do not have time, otherwise I'll declare the lecture and the syllabus. Who is he? Pranav? Pranav? Pranav.
Hello.
हाँ.
Hello.
Yes, stop
ma'am.
your nuisance, beta. Stop
Hello.
your nuisance. Once you will be
No,
blacklisted.
ma'am. I am not.
I have seen your name here.
Ma'am, I did nothing.
Who else has done? Give me. It was starting from P only. Parth.
No, ma'am. I didn't, ma'am.
Huh?
I didn't, ma'am.
Huh? Parth did it, na?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Ma'am, I've done nothing.
Who has done by mistake?
Ma'am.
Chalo fast. Who has
Ma'am.
done by mistake? Fast. Who said I did it by mistake? Come fast, otherwise the strict action will be there. Parth. Parth.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. I have not done anything. I have not done anything, ma'am.
You give me the name within 2 minutes, otherwise I will not move ahead. Chalo, I will drop this syllabus. Come fast. Come fast. It was starting from P only. Are you a friend? Those who have noticed it, give me the name. Immediately. Parth Chavan.
Ma'am, I don't know what is happening. It's not me, but I literally know what's happening.
Yeah. Immediately after the class, you tell me.
Ma'am, I didn't do anything. I'm saying that I don't know what are you scolding at me. I don't know nothing.
Who is doing this annonation on my PPT?
Okay,
Who
I
is
don't
doing?
know that.
It
I
is
don't
not.
know, ma'am.
It is not difficult. If I will find out the correct name, he will be punished badly. Only that warning I can give. Yash Pawar.
Okay, ma'am. It's not me. It's not me.
Yash Pawar. If you are not there, it's your duty. Within half an hour after the lecture, you give me the name. Chalo. Within half an hour, you give me the name. Otherwise, everyone will be marked absent. So here, the principle you get first metal ion indicator complex, which are Weinrad and short-lived, and later on when you add EDTA, you get colorless complexes, but EBT is recovered, so the end point of the titration is Weinrad to sky blue. Now we have 3 parts in the titration. You are going to perform this in the lab, so I will hurriedly go through it. First part is standardization of EDTA. Remember, standardization is done to know what is the exact concentration of EDTA. Now total we have 16 division, 8 division will be doing chemistry in one module. So 24 batches are there in the week. So in the beginning itself, the solutions are made ready for all 24 batches. Suppose 0.05 molar EDTA is prepared at the beginning itself, but when the students are using, if their batches are, it is done on Monday, and if the batch is on Wednesday, the concentration of EDTA is not the same which was prepared. And therefore, every time when you are doing the experiment, you have to check what is the concentration of EDTA, whether it has increased or no chances that it will increase, but due to disintegration, it decreases. And for that purpose, ZnSO4 is used as a standard. So EDTA is the diatrant, and ZnSO4 is a reference material which is used to determine the concentration of EDTA. The procedure is simple. 5 ml zinc sulfate you have to take, 2 to 3 drops of indicator you have to add, Eriochrome black tea indicator, and 3 ml buffer solution. Buffer solution, it is made up of NH4Cl, NH4OH, and to maintain pH 10 during the titration. And then you have to go on adding EDTA till the color changes wine red to sky blue. Note down the burette reading V1 ml. So first part is standardization. Have I gone little fast? Have I gone little fast?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
So first part is standardization. We have to find out what is exact molarity of EDTA, and for that zinc sulfate is to be used. Zinc sulfate you have to take in conical flask 5 ml, 2 to 3 drops of indicator and 3 ml of buffer, and then EDTA you have to add till you get the end point wine red to sky blue. Note down the burette reading. Then we have to calculate the concentration of EDTA. Here we are not calculating in terms of normality, we are calculating in terms of molarity. So we have to use the term M1V1 is equal to M2V2. So on one side EDTA is there, another side zinc sulfate is there. So how much zinc sulfate you have taken for titration? किती घेतले आपण zinc sulfate conical flask मध्ये? किती घेतले? 5 ml. So V2 is 5 ml. M2 is 0.05. हे स्टँडर्ड आहे, आपण तयार करतो प्रत्येक वेळेला फ्रेश, त्यामुळे त्याचं कॉन्सन्ट्रेशन सेम राहतं. 0.05 हे 5 ml घेतले कोनिकल फ्लास्क मध्ये. EDTA आपल्याला ब्युरेट रिडिंग आहे, V1 इज ब्युरेट रिडिंग, आणि त्याच्यावरनं आपल्याला M1 कॅल्क्युलेट करायचं आहे. M2 आपल्याला माहिती आहे कारण सोल्युशन आपण बनवलंय 0.05. V2 is 5 ml which we have taken in the conical flask. V1 we have to calculate, V1 is your burette reading, and M1 we have to calculate, that is exact molarity of EDTA we have to calculate. So by substituting the burette reading, by substituting 5 into 0.05, this is 0.05, this is 5, this is divided by 5, you calculate the molarity of EDTA. That is the first part, which is called as standardization. Have I made you clear? Have I made you clear?
Yes,
What was the first part?
Yes, ma'am.
What was the first
Standardization.
Standardization of EDTA.
part? And which solution is used for standardization of EDTA? Which solution is used for standardization of EDTA?
Zinc sulfate.
ZnSO4.
Yes,
Zinc sulfate.
zinc sulfate. Okay. So that is the first part. Second part, we have to determine the total hardness. Whatever water sample is given to you, the procedure is same. Instead of zinc sulfate, you have to take water sample 5 ml, 2 drops of indicator, 3 ml of buffer solution to maintain pH 10. Fill the burette with EDTA. Go on adding EDTA till the color changes wine red to sky blue. Always the end point of the titration is wine red to sky blue. And suppose the burette reading is YML. Suppose the burette reading is YML, small YML. Then this is the formula to calculate the total hardness of water sample. YML, that is burette reading. V, how much water you have taken? We have said that we have taken 5 ml water. So the value of V is 5. Z is the molarity of EDTA. जे आपण पहिल्या पार्ट मध्ये काढलेली आहे 0.04, 0.05 काय असेल ती इथे लिहायची, into 100 into 1000, that will be CaCO3 equivalent hardness. Total hardness will be Y burette reading. EDTA किती लागले पहिल्या टायट्रेशनला आपल्याला ते इथे लिहायचं. V म्हणजे किती वॉटर सॅम्पल आपण घेतले, मल्टिप्लाय बाय झेड. झेड म्हणजे मोलारिटी आपण जे पहिल्या भागामध्ये कॅल्क्युलेट केलेली आहे मोलारिटी इथे, तर ही व्हॅल्यू तिथे घालायची आपल्याला आणि झेड म्हणून, आणि मल्टिप्लाय बाय 100 into 1000 असं करायचंय. हे जे रिडिंग आहे ते ग्रॅम मध्ये आपल्याला PPM मध्ये हवंय म्हणून 1000 नी पर लिटर हवंय म्हणून आपण 1000 नी मल्टिप्लाय केलंय. तर हा फॉर्म्युला लक्षात ठेवायचा आहे. Y/V into in the numerator Z into 100 into 1000 ppm CaCO3 equivalent hardness. Then we have द सेकंड पार्ट परमनंट हार्डनेस. जे पाणी तुम्हाला मिळाले त्याच्यात टोटल हार्डनेस आहे ते तुम्ही बॉईल करा एक 5-10 मिनिट. इफ यू विल बॉईल द वॉटर सॅम्पल विच हार्डनेस इज रिमूव्ड. इफ यू बॉईल द वॉटर सॅम्पल विच हार्डनेस विल गेट रिमूव्ड.
Temporary hardness.
Temporary.
Which hardness will remain? Which hardness?
Permanent
Permanent
hardness.
Temporary is removed. So we will have permanent hardness. Procedure again same. You have to take 5 ml of water sample. कुठलं घ्यायचंय? Boil आणि filter केलेलं water sample घ्यायचं. पहिल्या part मधलं नाही. बाकीची procedure same. 5 ml boiled water you have to take after filtration. 2 to 3 drops of indicator and 3 ml of buffer solution you have to add. And then you have to titrate it with EDTA till the color changes wine red to sky blue. आणि मग परत कॅल्क्युलेशन करायचं आहे. X हा ब्युरेट रिडिंग आहे डिवायडेड बाय V, how much volume of water you have taken, multiplied by Z, multiplied by 100, multiplied by 1000, that will be the CaCO3 equivalent hardness. This is the permanent hardness. Earlier we have calculated total hardness. Total minus permanent. Total minus permanent. You will get the temporary hardness is equal to total minus permanent. जो आपण बॉईल करून काढलेला आहे तो हार्डनेस आपला टेम्पररी हार्डनेस आहे. टोटल मधनं परमनंट काढले की आपल्याला टेम्पररी हार्डनेस मिळतो. तर only 2 question I will pose, give the answer, then we will move further. Which indicator we have used here? Which indicator we have used here?
EBT.
What is the long form of EBT?
Erichrome black tea.
Erichrome
black.
Okay. Which is the titrant here? Which is the titrant here?
EDTA.
What is the specular property? What is the peculiar property of both EDTA and EBT? Why they are used? They are good complexing agent. What is the name of the titration?
Complexometric titration.
Yeah. So all these questions are important. Which buffer is used? Which buffer is used?
Ammonical buffer.
It is made up of what?
NH4OH.
NH4.
Okay, so and it maintains the pH 10 during the titration. Then we have the significance of hardness determination. Now, if you will not determine the hardness, it is not useful for any purpose, not for domestic purpose, not for industrial purpose, not for steam generation in boiler, and for any reason. And that is why we must have to determine the hardness of the water. Now, if the hardness is up to 200 ppm, we can drink it, we can use it for cooking purpose, even for bathing purpose, as well as for the washing the clothes, etc. So the hardness if to be used for domestic purpose like bathing, washing, clean, then for drinking, for making the for cooking, etc., then it must be less than 200 ppm. If it is above 200 ppm, with a certain risk you can use it, but above 300 ppm you cannot use the water for drinking purpose. So when we will perform the hardness determination in the lab, that time whether you are in my batch or some other staff members batch, you collect the water sample if you are you will be staying in the hostel, or if you are localite, collect the sample from your home and test it for its hardness. You will come to know the hardness of the water sample, whether it is correct or wrong. So that is there. And if the hard water is there in the paper industry, then the quality of paper will not be white, it will become yellowish. If it is used in the sugar industry, then sugar crystallization is not complete. You get powdery sugar and you get hygroscopic sugar. What is hygroscopic sugar? What is hygroscopic sugar? ओली ओली साखर पाहिली का तुम्ही? हा, ओली साखर पाहिली का तुम्ही?
नो.
नाही.
थोडी डब्यामध्ये जर ठेवली तुम्ही तर काही दिवसांनी ती थोडी थोडी ओली होत जाते. दॅट इज हायग्रोस्कोपिक शुगर.
Yes, ma'am.
So in the dry cleaning purpose, if you will give the clothes, if the iron is there in the water, so iron tinge will appear on the cloth and it will become permanent on the ironing. That is why there is a hardness is very bad for the any purpose, maybe domestic, industrial, for boiler, steam generation, etc., etc. And therefore hardness determination is very important. Now we will do the calculation. Understand, very much important. Numerical, we are going to solve it on this calculation. This is the relation you have to learn for all. The 1 ml, 1 molar EDTA is equivalent to 100 milligram of CaCO3. What is the meaning of this? Can you tell me anything? Anyone? Yes? Yes. If you take 1 ml of 1 molar EDTA, it's equivalent, chemically it is equivalent to 100 milligram of CaCO3. 1 ml of 1 molar EDTA is equivalent in reactivity as that of 100 milligram of CaCO3. Or in other words, if you use 1 ml 1 molar EDTA, it can determine the hardness of water that is equivalent to 100 milligram of CaCO3. That is the meaning. Have you learned this relation? 1 ml 1 molar? Yes? Have you learned it?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh,
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
okay, now this is the numerical we will take. 1 liter, write it down this numerical. 1 liter, the remaining two numerical we will take little later time. Now they are simple. You write down this numerical. We will solve this and then later on that two numerical. Write down the wording. 50 ml of standard hard water containing 1.2 gram of CaCO3 per liter required 16 ml of EDTA solution for endpoint, whereas 50 ml of water sample required 20 ml of same EDTA solution and 50 ml of boiled water required 12 ml of EDTA solution for endpoint. Calculate total and permanent hardness of water. You just read for 2 minutes. Just read it for 2 minutes. I'll explain. Here, 2 water samples are given. This particular water sample will give total hardness and boiled water sample will give the permanent hardness. From total hardness, you remove the permanent hardness, you will get the temporary hardness. Are you with me? This water will give hardness. This water will give the permanent hardness. Total minus permanent will get temporary. Then you will ask me why this data is given. So see the calculation. 1 liter of standard hard water. What it is given? 1.2 gram of CaCO3. 1 लिटर पाण्यामध्ये CaCO3 किती आहे?
1.2 gram.
1.2 gram म्हणजे किती मिलीग्राम? You will multiply by 1000 or 100?
1000.
मग आता पहिल्या लाईनीचं आपण असं करणार आहोत. 1 लिटर स्टँडर्ड हार्ड वॉटर मध्ये 1200 मिलीग्रॅम ऑफ CaCO3 आहे. ही स्टेप कळली का सगळ्यांना?
Yes, ma'am.
हा, 1 लिटर पाण्यामध्ये 1.2 ग्रॅम, त्याच्या आपण मिलीग्रॅम केलं म्हणून 1000 ने मल्टिप्लाय केलं तर 1 लिटर स्टँडर्ड हार्ड वॉटर आपण घेतलं तर त्याच्यात 1200 मिलीग्रॅम CaCO3 इक्विव्हॅलंट हार्डनेस आहे. तर 1 ml ला किती असेल? 1 लिटर म्हणजे किती ml?
1000
तर इथे आपण 1000 ने डिवाइड केले, मग इथे पण आपल्याला 1000 ने डिवाइड करायचंय. कळतंय का? 1 लिटर 1 ml करतोय म्हणजे त्याला कितीने 1000 केले डिवाइड? इथे 1000 ने, म्हणून इथे पण 1000 ने करायचं. तर 1200 च किती येईल? 1.2 मिलीग्रॅम. कळतंय का सगळ्यांना? हा, एका लिटर मध्ये किती CaCO3 आहे? 1200 instead of 1.2 gram. If I will say 1.7 gram, म्हणजे किती मिलीग्रॅम होईल? Instead of 1.2, 1.7 म्हणजे इथे काय येईल?
1700 मिलीग्राम.
पॉइंट कशाला येईल दादा? 1700. बरोबर आहे ना? कोणाच्या इथे टुकटुक चालला? आवाज बंद पाहिजे बिलकुल. 1 लिटर स्टँडर्ड वॉटर मध्ये इथे जर 1.2 ग्रॅमच्या ऐवजी 1.7 आलं तर इथे काय होईल चेंज? चला बोला.
1700.
मोठ्याने बोला. 1700. मग 1 ml किती असेल? इथे 1000
1.7.
1.7.
या पहिल्या 2 स्टेप
1.7.
कळल्यात का तुम्हाला? पहिल्या 2 स्टेप कळल्या का? हा. पण आपण स्टँडर्ड वॉटर किती घेतले? 1 ml घेतलंय का? किती घेतलं स्टँडर्ड वॉटर?
50 ml.
1 ml करता 1.2 मिलीग्राम, तर 50 ml करता किती? 50
Multiplied by 50.
1.2 डिवायडेड बाय 1. किती येईल?
60 मिलीग्राम.
60. या तिन्ही लाईनी कळल्या का?
Yes.
नाही कळलं? कोणाला नाही कळलंय? रेज युअर हँड. रेज युअर हँड. डोंट फील शाय फॉर दॅट. हा, 1 लिटर पाण्यामध्ये किती CaCO3 दिले इथे? 1.2 ग्रॅम.
1.2 ग्राम.
हा, एका लिटर पाण्यामध्ये 1.2 ग्रॅम आहे, तर किती मिलीग्रॅम आहे? ग्रॅमचं मिलीग्रॅम
1200
मिलीग्रॅम 1000 ने डिवाइड केलं, मल्टिप्लाय केलं, बरोबर? मग 1 लिटर स्टँडर्ड हार्ड वॉटर मध्ये किती CaCO3 आहे? 1200. कळलं का ही स्टेप निरंजन? कळली का ही स्टेप? नक्की? हा, 1.2 ग्रॅमचं किती होतं? 1200. 1000 ने मल्टिप्लाय केले आपण. 1 लिटर करता इथे ग्रॅम आहे, आपल्याला मिलीग्रॅम पाहिजे म्हणून 1000 ने मल्टिप्लाय केलं. कळलंय का आता? यस. हा, तर आता 1 लिटरला इतकं आहे, 1 ml का किती असेल? 1 ml ला किती असेल? तर याला 1 लिटर वरनं 1 ml म्हणजे 1000 ने डिवाइड केलं इथे, तर इथे परत 1000 ने डिवाइड करायचं. कळलं का? मग 1000 ने डिवाइड केलं की काय येईल? 1.2. इथे 1.7 घेतलं तर आता तुम्हाला सांग इथे किती येईल? इथे 1.7 घेतलं, इथे किती येईल?
1700.
आणि इथे किती येईल?
1.7.
कळलं ना बेटा? ओके. तर आता 1 ml करता हे कॅल्क्युलेशन आहे, पण आपण वॉटर किती घेतलंय? 50 ml. मग एका ml करता एवढं CaCO3, मग 50 ml करता किती आहे? मग 50 into 1.2 डिवायडेड बाय 1. क्रॉस मल्टिप्लिकेशन करायचं. आन्सर 60 मिलीग्रॅम.
60 मिलीग्राम.
कळलं का? 60 मिलीग्रॅम आलं का आन्सर? ओके. आता EDTA किती लागले त्या पाण्याला? EDTA किती लागले?
16 ml.
16 ml EDTA 50 ml वॉटर सॅम्पलला लागतोय, त्याच्यामध्ये 60 मिलीग्रॅम CaCO3 आहे. ही स्टेप कळली का?
Yes, ma'am.
साईडला कोण जे ओरडतंय त्यांना थांबायला सांगा प्लीज. परत वॉर्निंग देणार नाही. तुम्ही लिटरेट आहात, तुमचे आई वडील लिटरेट आहेत आणि तोच परफॉर्मन्स आम्हाला एक्सपेक्टेड आहे. रोज कोणीतरी बॅक साईडने ओरडतंय हे मला चालणार नाही. लास्ट वॉर्निंग प्लीज. तर फर्स्ट पार्टला आपल्याला रिडिंग आहे 16 ml EDTA लागले. ते किती पाण्याला लागले? 50 ml ला. आणि त्याच्यात किती मॅग्नेशियम मिलीग्रॅम ऑफ CaCO3 आहे? तर 60 मिलीग्रॅम आहे. कळली का ही स्टेप? कळली का ही स्टेप? पहिल्या 3 कळल्यात का? पहिल्या 3 कळल्यात का स्टेप्स?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
मग 16 ml for 50 ml standard water, it contains 60 milligram. The 1 ml EDTA will require how much? 16 ml. 16 पेन मला 80 रुपयाला मिळतात, तर एक पेन मला कितीला मिळेल? 16 pens I am getting at 80 rupees. So 1 pen, what is the cost of 1 pen?
80 by 16.
80 by 16. तसं 16 ml EDTA वापरल्यानंतर 60 मिलीग्रॅम ऑफ CaCO3 इक्विव्हॅलंट हार्डनेस डिटर्मिन केला जातो. तर 1 ml किती डिटर्मिन करेल? 60 divided by 16, that is 3.75 milligram of CaCO3 equivalent hardness. ही स्टेप परत सांगते. 16 ml EDTA तुम्हाला लागते 50 ml स्टँडर्ड हार्ड वॉटर सॅम्पलला आणि त्याच्यात CaCO3 हार्डनेस किती आहे? 60 मिलीग्रॅम आहे हार्डनेस. तर 16 ml EDTA ने आपण 60 मिलीग्रॅम हार्डनेस डिटर्मिन करतोय. तर 1 ml ने किती करू? 16 ला इतके, तर 1 ml ला किती? So 60 divided by 16, that is 3.75. 1 ml EDTA किती हार्डनेस डिटर्मिन करतोय? 1 ml 3.75. आता आले का लक्षात? आले का इथपर्यंत?
Yes.
आता ऐका, हे इथपर्यंत सोडवलं आपण. 1 ml EDTA is capable of determining 3.75 CaCO3 equivalent hardness. आता या सेंटेन्स पासून वाचा. Whereas 50 ml of hard water sample require 20 ml of EDTA solution. आता 1 ml किती डिटर्मिन करतोय आपलं हे हार्डनेस? 3.75. आता 50 ml वॉटर सॅम्पलला किती लागतं EDTA? 50 ml सॅम्पलला 50 ml ला किती EDTA लागतंय?
20 ml.
20.
आता इथपर्यंतच झालं. 3.75 म्हणजे इथपर्यंत न्यूमरिकल झालं. आता हा भाग बघतो आपण. 50 ml ला वॉटर सॅम्पलला 20 ml EDTA लागते आपल्याला. 50 ml सॅम्पल रिक्वायर्स 20 ml EDTA. मग 1 लिटरला किती लागेल? 50 ml ला इतकं लागतंय, तर 1 लिटरला किती EDTA लागेल? कळतंय का? 1000 into 20 divided by 50, that is 400 ml EDTA.
धन्यवाद बाय.
1 लिटर पाणी घेतलं आपण, 50 ml घेतोय टायट्रेशनला. केमिकल वाचावे म्हणून आपण 50 ml घेतो.
रोज सकाळी 8 वाजल्यापासून यांचा धंदा चालू होते. लेक्चर अटेंड करू वाटणार झाले.
प्लीज कळले का हे? टायट्रेशनला वेळ वाचवाय करता आणि केमिकल वाचवण्याकरता आपण 50 ml घेतलं, पण आपल्याला हार्डनेस पर लिटर काढायचं आहे. म्हणून 50 ml ला जर 20 ml EDTA लागते तर 1 लिटरला किती EDTA लागेल? सो 1000 into 20 divided by 50 क्रॉस मल्टिप्लिकेशन 1000 into 20 divided by 50 that is you need 400 ml EDTA. कळतंय का सगळ्यांना?
Yes, ma'am.
1000 ml का घेतलंय सांगा सगळ्यांनी? 1000 ml का घेतलंय?
पर लिटर हार्डनेस काढण्यासाठी.
1000 ml का घेतलंय दादा बाळांनो?
To determine per liter hardness.
Per liter we want the hardness. That is why we have taken 1000. मग आता आधीच्या याच्यात काय होतं इक्वेशन मध्ये 1 ml किती डिटर्मिन करतोय हार्डनेस? 1 ml EDTA किती हार्डनेस डिटर्मिन करतोय?
3.75.
3.75. मग आता आपलं किती आहे? किती ml आहे EDTA? 1 लिटरला किती EDTA लागतंय?
400.
1 ml EDTA is capable of determining 3.75 milligram of CaCO3 equivalent hardness. So 400 ml EDTA will be able to calculate the hardness. How much hardness? 400 into 375 cross multiplication, that is 1500 milligram per liter. Per milligram per liter is ppm. म्हणून टोटल हार्डनेस किती आला? 1500 ppm. You want me to discuss it again? Do you want me to discuss?
No.
No, ma'am.
Similarly, calculate permanent hardness. 50 ml required 12 ml. Calculate the permanent hardness from this sentence. 50 ml required 12 ml. 50 ml require 12 ml. So 1000 will require 1000 into 12 divided by 50, that is 240 ml. 1 ml EDTA म्हणजे 3.75. 245 ml म्हणजे 240 into 375, that is 900 ppm. मग परमनंट हार्डनेस किती आला?
900 ppm.
900 ppm.
टोटल हार्डनेस किती आला?
1500.
मग टेम्पररी हार्डनेस किती आला?
600 ppm.
100 ppm.
600.
आता हा न्यूमरिकल सगळ्यांनी प्रामाणिकपणे न पाहता सोडवा, म्हणजे तुमचा कॉन्फिडन्स वाढेल. एकदा या सगळ्या स्टेप पहा, मी डिस्प्ले करते. 2 मिनिट सेव्ह करा तुमच्या मेमरीत आणि 2 मिनिटानंतर आफ्टर 2 मिनिट you solve this as it is and you must get the answer. 1500 total hardness, 900 permanent hardness and 600 temporary hardness. First you proceed up to end point, second you proceed up to this, and third you proceed up to this and calculate all the 3 parts. Your time starts now. Are you through, everyone? How many of you are through? Just raise your hand. How many of you are through? Raise your hand. I can see only 3 hands. 6. चलो फटाफट. Okay, those who have done, write down these 2 numerical. Write down these 2 numericals. Write down these 2 numerical on same line. On same line, solve it at home. Solve it at home and send me your assignment on my personal WhatsApp tomorrow by 10. I want all of you to send the assignment. Solve these 2 numericals. Same line, same procedure. Same line, same procedure.
Ma'am, where we have to send this?
You send it to my WhatsApp group, or otherwise I'll give the mail, write down my mail, manasi dot Ghamande, Ghamande, my mail ID I'll post. In chat box.
हेलो
हेलो.
हाँ मॅडम.
हाँ बोला.
हॅलो.
हाँ बोला बोला.
मॅम ते आपल्याला आन्सर तुमच्या मेल आयडी वर पाठवायचे का?
हाँ असाइनमेंट.
मेल आयडी वर पाठवायचे का तुमच्या पर्सनल?
हो हो. मी मेल आयडी टाइप करते. मेल आयडी टाइप करते त्या चॅट बॉक्स मध्ये. Now we will start with next lecture, third lecture syllabus. Little bit will finish by 11:10 and then we will stop. Okay, so here this is the next. हाँ बोलो.
मॅम तुमच्या मेल वरती पूर्ण
मॅम तुमच्या मेलवरती हे प्रॉब्लेम्स पूर्ण सोल्युशन सोबत पाठवू दे का फक्त आन्सर्स पाठवू दे?
सोल्युशन सगळं आन्सर तर दिलेलेच आहे ना की मध्ये. तिथे न्यूमरिकल बरोबर आन्सर दिलेलेच आहेत. सोल्युशन सोडवा आणि पाठवा.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, now we will start with the next lecture of engineering chemistry. We have defined in the earlier session what is hardness, what are the types of hardness, specification according to BIS, and then determination of hardness by EDTA method. EDTA was titrant, EBT was indicator, and colorless endpoint was wine red to sky blue. It was a complexometric titration, and the first both of them are used because they are good complexing agent, and therefore titration is complexing agent. To summarize that, during the titration, H plus ions are generated, due to which pH decreases, but for hardness determination pH should be 10. So we have used ammoniacal buffer, which is made up of NH4Cl, NH4OH. We had the 3-step standardization in which we have found out what is the exact molarity of EDTA. Second part, we have done what is the total hardness. Then we have boiled the water and we have determined what is the permanent hardness. Total minus permanent will give the temporary hardness. This we have done it in the last lecture. Now we have the next is to study the method of softening of water. So here you should be able to explain the softening method which is used for the purification. The two methods are there. One is zeolite method and another is demineralization process or ion exchange method. So a zeolite, first we will see what is zeolite. Either the numerical will be asked or the descriptive question may be asked in the examination if it is going to be a subjective examination. But if it is an objective question, then this type of question will be asked. What is the general representation? How the zeolite is defined or how it is represented? What is the common formula? Common formula is Na2Z and long formula is Na2O, Al2O3, X SiO2, Y H2O. X takes the value 2 to 10, Y takes the value 2 to 6. Zeolite is a hydrated sodium aluminosilicate. This is the definition. This is the definition. Zeolite is hydrated sodium aluminosilicate. It is presented by formula Na2O.Al2O3.XSiO2.YH2O. X takes the value 2 to 10 and Y takes the value, this X takes the value 2 to 10 and this Y takes the value 2 to 6, and in general it is represented by Na2Z or Na2P. Zeolite is also called as permutate. Write it down somewhere, it is not mentioned in this. So zeolite is also called as permutate. Permutit. Permutit. Now I am getting the message that my internet is slow. So I will join immediately. Don't leave the class on the hotspot. I will join the lecture on hotspot. Just give me 2 minutes. Okay, I have connected it. So first line is the definition. It is the hydrated sodium aluminosilicate. Second is the chemical formula Na2O.Al2O3.XSiO2.YH2O. X takes the values 2 to 10 and Y takes the value 2 to 6. And general formula is Na2Z or Na2P. What is Z stand for? Zeolite. Spelling is there. Write down the formula for permutate, spelling for permutate, Permutit, Na2P or Na2Z, Na2P or Na2Z. where P stands for permutate, where P stands for permutate. Spelling is correct even if it is showing. This is the particular structure of the zeolite. Have you learned this? What is zeolite? Chalo, what is the definition of zeolite? Chalo, fatafat. What is zeolite?
Hydrated sodium
aluminosilicate.
What is the long form? Long formula, chemical formula for sodium zeolite or sodium permutate? XSiO2.YH2O. X takes the value from 2 to 10 and Y takes the value from 2 to 6. Na2P is the short form, or Na2Z, where P stands for permutate. The structure you have seen, this is the peculiar structure where the pores are there for the exchange process. Well, how it does works? There are two types of zeolite: natural zeolite and synthetic zeolite. Natural zeolite, they are obtained from the green sand. Green sand, you have to wash it, heat it to remove all the impurities and treat it with NaOH. It is non-porous in nature. Here, this is porous in nature, but here the natural zeolite doesn't have these pores. Synthetic zeolite, it is obtained by solution from the solution of sodium silicate and aluminum sulfate and sodium aluminate. You have to take this and you have to heat it. You get the synthetic zeolite, which is porous one. So we have two types of zeolite: natural zeolite and the synthetic zeolite. Natural is non-porous and synthetic is porous. Natural is obtained from the green sand by heating, washing, heating and treating it with NaOH, and it is obtained by mixing the sodium silicate, aluminum sulfate and sodium aluminate together. Now, principle of zeolite process. This is the typical structure of the zeolite, where this is the pore. Now, zeolite is called as the hydrated sodium aluminosilicate. It is capable for ion exchange. It is capable for ion exchange. It has sodium ions. It uses sodium ions for the exchange process. In water, we have seen that the hardness is due to calcium and magnesium ions. The hardness is due to calcium and magnesium ions, and therefore calcium and magnesium ions, when the water is passed through the zeolite, when the water is passed through the zeolite, Yes, what is your query, Ameya? Yes, Ameya, what is your query? You have raised the hand.
No, ma'am. It was when you told to raise, and I have not lowered it.
Okay, okay. Okay, so here it is a sodium zeolite is a hydrated sodium aluminosilicate. Formula is Na2O.Al2O3.XSiO2.YH2O, where X takes value 2 to 10 and Y takes 2 to 6. Na2Z is also called as Na2P. P stand for permutate. Now, when the water containing calcium and magnesium impurities pass through the zeolite, the calcium and magnesium impurities get exchanged with sodium ions from the permutate. So it is a sort of ion exchange process. जेवढे जेवढे सोडियम आयन असतील तेवढे पाण्यामधले जे आहे ते झिओलाइट कडे जातात आणि झिओलाइट मध्ये कॅल्शियम पाण्यातले कॅल्शियम आणि मॅग्नेशियम आयन झिओलाइट कडे जातात आणि झिओलाइट मधले सोडियम आयन पाण्यामध्ये येतात. If sodium and potassium salts are there in the water, it is not a hard water. So I will repeat again, when the water is passed through zeolite bed, the calcium and magnesium ions which are present in the water, they will pass through the they will get calcium and magnesium ions while passing through the zeolite get exchanged with sodium ion in the zeolite. So zeolite will accept calcium and magnesium ion, and in place of that it releases sodium ions to the water. सोडियम आयन तो पाण्याला देतो आणि त्या बदल्यात तो कॅल्शियम आणि मॅग्नेशियम आयन देतो. व्हॉट इज द चार्ज ऑन कॅल्शियम और मॅग्नेशियम? What is the charge on calcium and magnesium?
+2.
+2. And what is the charge on sodium? What is the charge on
+1.
So if +1. Okay, so if we have to replace one sodium, or if we have to replace one calcium, how many sodium are required?
2 sodium.
2 sodium atoms.
Yeah. How many? If we have to replace one magnesium, how many sodium are required?
2 sodium atoms.
If it is aluminium, how many sodium will be required?
3
sodium atoms.
So the ion which are present as an impurity carries more charge than sodium. Sodium has only one plus charge, whereas calcium and magnesium have 2 charges. Aluminium has 3 charges. Ap also can have 2 or 3 charges. So depending on how many calcium or magnesium or sodium or aluminium are not sodium or ion are to be replaced, the same number of sodium ions are required. So slowly and steadily all sodium ions from the zeolite goes to the water, and all calcium ion and magnesium ion goes to the zeolite, and then the zeolite is said to get exhausted, and the water free from the calcium and magnesium is taken out, which is a soft water. झिओलाइट मधनं आपण पाणी टाकतोय असं इमॅजिन करा. झिओलाइट बेड आहे एका कंटेनर मध्ये. पुढच्या ह्याच्यात डायग्राम मी दाखवते. तर दिस इज अ टिपिकल डायग्राम. Here this is a stainless steel container. Here gravels, pebbles are there for more filtration. This is fine gravel, small size particle. Here there is a zeolite bed, and we are introducing hard water from here. When it will pass through, the sodium ions from the zeolite goes to hard water, and calcium and magnesium ions are taken up by your zeolite bed, and water free from calcium and magnesium will be further filtered by gravels and pebble, and you get the free water from the end, from the exit. You got it? This is the procedure. We will see the reaction etc. next time, because halfway will complete. You give me your name, otherwise tomorrow today by 12:30 I'll give you the name of the candidate who did the mischievous on the group as well as on CR/ACR group. So that is my challenge to you. Please give your name on my personal WhatsApp. I will not take any action. Otherwise, within half an hour, I'll post it on the CR/ACR group as well as class teacher group. Okay.
Ma'am, attendance.
Attendance link I will share in the chat box.
मॅम ते लास्ट डायग्राम मध्ये ते ब्राइन होतं ना वर, त्या डायग्रामच्या वर, ते कशासाठी होतं ते परत एकदा सांगता?
Brine is solution is used when this thing get exhausted. Zeolite get exhausted. I am sending the link. Within 2 minutes, fill that form and submit it. While filling it, take care that you will write your roll number correctly. The same student are 3 or 4 roll numbers writing. The different students are writing the same roll number. If that happens, I am not going to mark you present. Okay. I want your name before leaving. I want your name on my personal. Otherwise, before lunch break, your name will go to CR/SR group as well as on class teacher group. Are you through, everyone? Are you through?
Ma'am, there is no link
Yes,
inside.
ma'am.
Have you filled the form? Have you
Ma'am, no
filled?
link available.
There is no link.
Ma'am, link.
Okay, sir.
Attendance link.
Ma'am.
Link to the. 1 minute.
Yes, ma'am, received.
And ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. It's done.
Yeah. Thank you. And
Well,
give,
ma'am, thank you, ma'am.
give me the name on personal WhatsApp.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, madam.
Hello.
Hello.
हा
मॅम हे तुम्ही लेक्चर पण तुम्ही व्हॉट्सअप युट्यूबवर टाकसाल का?
हो हो
हो चालेल.
हेलो मैम.
हाँ बोला.
हेलो.
हाँ बोला.
मैम रेफरेंस बुक कौन सी यूज करनी है?
रेफरेंस बुक बहुत सारी है. जैन एंड उपल, इंजीनियरिंग केमिस्ट्री बाय जैन एंड उपल. They are there. I have uploaded the syllabus on the VOLP. I will share the link code of the course, and then you can refer to those books. I will share
Okay,
it
ma'am.
on the
Thank you.
Yes.